What's up, Pirates? Wraith and Jim with AwakenedTCG, and today we're back with another video. So this one is going to be a video basically highlighting all the OP04 alternate art cards. So we kind of want to go through, kind of give a rating to each one, think how cool it looks. Also give you guys an idea on like price range, is it in the meta and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it.
So we're just looking at the official One Piece card game English Twitter account. I think up until today, they finally posted our final alt art cards. So we're just going to go through all of them, look at these beautiful cards, and give you our opinions. First up, we've got our first leader card. It's going to be VV. And right off the bat, I just love how they chose to do this scene from the show, which is one of the most important scenes. It's a fantastic card. If you're a One Piece lover and you're a VV enjoyer, even if you're not going to play the deck, this card itself is just amazing, especially collectors wise, which I think, even though the card's not going to be great, as we've gone over in numerous videos by now, I do think that this card will be worth a good amount just because collectors are a thing.
100%, right? You have to pay for, you have to factor in like the importance of the card art and how cool it looks, and then on top of that, the waifu tax. So people are going to be definitely buying this card, and you can see it having a pretty good price.
Yeah. And also, just to mention from here on, all these new leader alt arts are brand new, this style. And I'm weird. I love the big manga head face alt arts, but these ones I think most people agree are the best new leader alt arts yet.
Yeah, like me, I personally do not like the close-up face arts. I'm not the biggest fan, so these new style ones are definitely more my style.
Yep, but anyway, great card. If you pull it, you should be very happy. Or any leader for that matter, for the most part. Next up, we've got Don Quixote do Flamingo. Him posted up in the pose in his chair with his crew in the background. This card, obviously, is going to be a meta card. Also, fantastic alt art. This I could see being similar to any sort of meta card. Nothing like Zoro or Katakuri range, like up in the 150s. I don't see it getting there, but this card will definitely sit around like 120, 110.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the best, in my opinion, the best leader meta-wise from all the new leaders. Aside from Rebecca, they might go to toe-to-toe in terms of strength meta-wise, but I feel like this will definitely be the most expensive of the new leaders. I'm gonna have to personally get this card. It's just too good not to.
This one or Rebecca are definitely gonna be the most expensive. And we didn't even give the first one a rating, but I'd probably give VV just art-wise. I'd probably give it a 5 out of 5. That's an amazing card. And this one,
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah, and this one, I'll give it a 4.5. I don't think it's as perfect as VV, but it's definitely great.
This one I'm gonna have to go with 6 out of 5. Bias, but
that's a bias. That's a bias. Next up, we've got probably going to be one of the least expensive cards next to Crocodile if you pull a leader alt art. But still, nonetheless, it's going to be Isho, and this one is the only one where they don't really have like their squad in the back. It's just a Kainu yelling at him. So, I like the art, but like the choice to do this with a Kainu, I don't love. And not only I don't think this card's gonna be worth as much. It'll probably be around 50, but I don't really love the art style choice. So I'm actually just gonna give this card I'll give it a 2.5.
2.5. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a 2. I'm not really messing with the kind of like that pastel card art style. And then obviously, like you said, they could have done something way better in terms of what to put in the background of the card and like kind of his pose.
Yeah. And that card is not going to be worth too much. Speaking of cards that are going to be worth much, we have Rebecca, probably the most expensive leader. She's got her censored out. Definitely a choice outfit, but this card is going to be worth a lot more because of that. Also, a playable leader, and not a bad art. She's got her father in the background. Not all of her family or anything like that, but I do like the art. I would probably give this one, I like it. It's like a 3, 5, or a 4. It's around there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a 4.5. Like you said, this is going to be up there with Dofi in terms of price range because not only is it very meta, it is also a very good card. They got the most important features correct on the card. It looks amazing.
Exactly. So if you get this card and you are not planning to play Rebecca, I would sell right away. Next up, we've got Queen, another decent meta contender, however, the one that is probably going to go for the least. Also, just because Queen as a character isn't as loved as Rebecca or Doflamingo. But the card art, it's going to be Kaido and the two other All-Stars in Jack and King. But, I mean, I like it. He's got the cigar in his hand. He's smiling. It's a cool little alt art. I'll give it a 4. I like it.
Yeah, this is still meta. We'll probably see a good amount of Queens. Definitely not my favorite altar of the new leaders. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this one a 3. The thing that saves it is the Kaido and the King in the back.
Yeah, no, really cool. And last but not least, we have Crocodile. Probably going to be the least expensive art. Also, this one is going for a little bit more of like the 2D anime look. And I kind of don't vibe with it, I'm going to be honest. The crocodile in the foreground, I don't really like how he looks. I like how the whole entirety of Baroque Works is in the background, which is awesome. But just the art style, I think, is the weakest of the 6. So I'm probably just going to give this one probably another 2 point. I'll give it a 2.
Ooh, that's probably the lowest score you've given out. For me personally, probably won't see too many Crocs in the meta, but there's some Croc enjoyers out there, so you'll probably run into some. I'll give this card a 3 out of 5.
He is a very popular character, and that is what is saving this card.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got the Dawn card alt art of the set. It is going to be when Vivi asks to join the crew if she ever sees them again when they leave Alabasta. A fantastic scene, and I think it is an amazing alt art as well. I wouldn't say it's my favorite one of the Dawn alt arts. That would probably go to the Sanji Dawn from last set. But I do love this Dawn card, and for Dawn cards and as Dawn cards go, I'd probably give this a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with you here. 4 to 5 seems decent. I like the card art, definitely cool. I like the Luffy on top, dopest character in the whole manga. But yeah, 4 to 5.
Completely agree. Next up, we've got Pell. Pell is not going to be the most playable card. People did think it was going to be when it got revealed, but as for the alt art, I don't know. I'm not really vibing with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. You got the hawk in the back. It's kind of cool, but I don't know. It's not super detailed. I don't love it too much. If I pull this, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. I'm probably gonna give this one a 3.
3, yeah. I mean, as far as pricing goes, it probably won't be the most expensive just because for OP04, as it is right now, restrictions are still live. So I feel like the majority of the Redix we will see are going to be Whitebeard and not Zoro. And I feel like this is much more of a run-it-in Zoro kind of card.
Sure.
And with that being said, as far as the card art goes, yeah, I'm going to have to go with a 3 out of 5. Like you said, my favorite part is probably the hawk in the back. But yeah, 3 out of 5.
Yep. Being held back by the fact that it's not too playable, so we'll not be going for too much. Next up, we're going to have Sugar. I don't want to say this is my favorite alt art of the set, but it is definitely up there. Not only is this card going to be insanely playable in Doflamingo decks or any green deck in the future. Oh, well, it is locked to Doflamingo or Don Quixote Pirates. But this alt art is honestly amazing. It's the funniest scene when Sugar gets scared by Usopp and knocks out. This was a great choice for the alt art, and I'm really happy they did it. Probably give it I'll give it 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. This gives me Spandam vibes. Doesn't Spandam have a card kind of like this?
Yes. His alt art is very similar to this.
Yeah, they definitely gave me those kind of vibes. Definitely different from what they usually do. So, I appreciate that stuff. I'll give this a 4 out of 5.
Definitely a fun card that when you play it, you can get a little laugh. Next up, we've got Diamante, another card that honestly I am not going to be too happy if I pull. I don't like Diamante as a character. I don't plan on playing this deck. And even though it is ran in most Doflamingo decks, I don't even see it being worth too much just because it's not like an instant 4 of type of card. It's just, it's pretty good, and the alt art, I don't know if it's just me not liking Diamante, but I'll probably give it a 2. I just don't love it.
I'm gonna have to go with, I'll go 3 out of 5. I do like the the style of pose that they chose here.
Yeah.
As far as pricing goes, yeah, it'll probably be on the lower end. I have been kind of, I'm the Dofi player here, so I have been kind of like testing out different cards other than Diamante, and I've kind of settled with maybe just a one of and not going too crazy on them. So we'll see what the rest of the Doflamingo players do.
Yep, and next up we've got Trouble, a card that looked amazing on paper, but unfortunately I just think the stat line is too low for the cost, even with its great on play and opponent's attack effects. But as far as this alt art goes, it might be my least favorite of this set. I'm gonna give this a 1.5 or a 1. God, I don't love it. It is not the best.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this a 2 out of 5. It's definitely very basic compared to what they've been doing with the other cards. At least for other cards, they definitely add an element that does make the pop more or give it an extra little oomph. But this definitely doesn't have it. I feel like it's just too simple for an alt art.
Yeah, you could have easily given this a border, and I would think it's the normal SR. Next up, we've got one of the big contenders for alt arts of this set. This one is going to be worth a lot. It is the 10-drop Don Quixote Doflamingo, and probably one of the most beautiful arts in this set. I think I can agree this is just a 5 out of 5. This is an amazing card.
Yeah, nothing else compares. This is hands down my favorite alt art. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5, 20 out of 5. Insane. Obviously, pricing wise, this is very much meta. It is gonna be ran 4 times always in every Dofi deck, and probably ran in other green decks too. So definitely get ready to spend some money on this one.
Yep, anybody would be very fortunate to pull this. Also, can I just note, it kind of looks like he's taking a selfie, which is kind of funny too.
Yeah, that's dope.
Next up, we've got the new 10-drop Kaido. Although I do love Kaido as a character, this one, as well as the other purple 10-drop alt art, I don't love. He just looks too, like, just round and not correct. I don't know. Something about this I just don't really like. So I do love Kaido still. I'll probably give this a 3 out of 5, but I wish they did something different.
I'm gonna have to go with 3.5 out of 5. I definitely like the lightning element, but I do agree that he takes up too much of the card, and they definitely could have like played around with him a little more, a little differently.
Yeah, I wish they zoomed in on him more, something more like the Doflamingo. But next up, we've got Who's Who. Very surprised this card got an alt art, but if you are planning to play blue-purple Kaido, this is going to be the card to run. It's going to be not too expensive as well, so if you get one of these or you want a 4 of, I think it's going to be an easy pickup. But as far as the art goes, I actually really like it. It's pretty simple compared to a lot of the other arts, but it's very stylistic, and I actually do like it a lot. So I'm gonna give this a I don't think it deserves a 4, but I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with 3 out of 5. Otherwise, there has been some mono croc decks that do run Animal Kingdom Pirates, and like you said, the Kaido, the blue purple Kaido. So but other than that, you don't really see this card ran too much. So pricing wise, you're gonna be very fortunate. This won't be too pricey. Yeah, but the card is, I enjoy it too. I like it.
Really cool card. And next up, even though this archetype sucks, this card is very cool and honestly very strong. It's going to be the 8-drop Crocodile. And as far as the alt art goes, I really like it. It's a little bit too like 3D rendered looking, but I don't know. For some reason, I think it works. I'll probably give this a 4 out of 5. I do like it, and I think this card's going to be worth a decent chunk of change. Maybe not too much, but it's Crocodile. People do love Crocodile.
And then for me, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it a 2 out of 5. I'm not really sure I'm vibing with it too much. I do like the kind of like mid animation he's striking down. I think that's really cool. But for me, if they were to give him an alt art, I would have liked it more kind of like the regular art on this card where he's sitting down with his bull hook, cigar in his mouth, right? So
Yeah.
looking more of like a boss. But I do get this, and but for me, I'm gonna have to go with the 2 out of 5.
All right, and next up we've got Miss All Sunday. Not again. This card is actually pretty flexible. It's not locked to an archetype, so I think a lot of purple decks will choose to run this just for the ramp and the draw, which I think is not too bad. It is a lower stat line, but at the end of the day, this is Robin and her Miss All Sunday outfit, and it is a waifu alt art. I do like it. Another little simplistic kind of anime style one, but for some reason this one really works for me and I really like it. I'm probably going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's going to be really pretty in person.
I'm gonna have to go with 3 out of 5. Like you said, this card is very flexible since it's not leader lock, so that is very fortunate. Good trigger. Overall, great card. Gets you your ramp and your draw one. So might be a little pricey, but definitely not the priciest. But yeah, I'll give this a 3 out of 5.
We'll see how hard the waifu tax hits this one. Let's hope it doesn't hit too hard. And next up, we've got to Mr. 5 Gem for the Crocodile archetype. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, he is flicking a booger at us right there. That is an explosive booger. And just for the fact that I know that's a booger, even though honestly, I can't even lie, this art's kind of cool.
Yeah,
this art's kind of cool. I hate this card, and it's not going to be worth anything, but this art is sick. If we're going up art alone, God, this is probably a 4.5 out of 5. This is a really cool art.
Yeah, meta-wise, probably won't be ran ever. I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 5. I didn't know that was a booger, and just like kind of how like you have the, I don't know if that's like smoke like swirling him, and then just like all these different colors that really catch your attention. I think that's really really cool.
Yeah, no, fantastic art on a not so fantastic card. But speaking of fantastic cards, we've got Kyros, a 4 of staple in any Rebecca deck that anyone is trying to run. This card I like the art. It's kind of cool. His muscles are bulging as hell. And honestly, the full art really works, and I think it pops. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I like it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it a lot more than the regular art. I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 5. This will definitely be up there price wise because it's a 4 of ran in every Rebecca deck. So, but yeah, I really do like this art.
Next up, we've got Sabo. So this is going to be the normal SR Sabo alt art. This card does have a manga alt art, which we'll get to in a sec. But as for this one goes, I think a lot of people don't like this card. He's kind of in like a weird pose. But just for the fact that I love any manga art, and I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. I don't enjoy it. I'm sorry. I know some people do like this card. I feel like we've been let down for most of the manga art cards, especially the manga alts. I know this is not the manga alt, but it's very similar to this. Even the Ace one, I didn't really enjoy that card. I think the coolest one for me has so far been the Shanks. That's my personal favorite. I'm not really a big fan of like... I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's his pose, and I love Sabo, so I'm really disappointed because I personally don't enjoy it, but people do. I'm gonna have to give this a 2 out of 5.
And next up, we've got the 7-drop Luffy for the Rebecca archetype. This card is going to be a 4 of staple for the most part in every Rebecca deck, And the art is honestly awesome. Luffy looks a little off, but I mean Gear Fourth in general looks a little off, and I think this card works, and I'll probably give it another 4.5 out of 5. I really do like this card.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna have to go with 5 out of 5. I love this card. Not only is it super useful and obviously ran 4 of in every Rebecca deck. Actually, no, I take that back. Sometimes it's 3. I don't see 2 of. It's either 3 or 4 of. But regardless, I like this card art. Gear 4 Luffy looks super cool. And I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I love this card.
Yep, probably gonna run a pretty penny as well, as it is Monkey D. Luffy himself. Next up, we're going to have a card that I really didn't expect to get an alt art. It's a really strong card, but it's just a rare 2K. But it got an alt art this set, and it's going to be Kampong Gang Beige. So this is awesome. I mean, it's him in his castle form, which has always been the coolest thing about Beige. And they kind of just said, all right, we're going to make that his alt art. And I like the angle. It makes him look big and imposing. And I'm probably going to give this another 4.5 out of 5. I don't think it's perfect, but I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a 3 out of 5 on this one, just because I'm not too familiar with like what the cards got going on. It looks like a castle, some sort of thing. Obviously, I've never watched the full anime, so I'm not, or read the full manga. I'm not really too familiar here, but it looks decent.
Yep, no, it looks great, and a very playable card that's gonna run people a decent chunk of change. Next up, another yellow card. We're going to have the new Sanji Blocker. This card is awesome. This card looks amazing. This is a 5 out of 5. This looks really good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with 5 out of 5 as well. Sanji just looks insane. He looks so cool here. Action shot going for a kick here. Obviously, cigarette in his hand. Yeah, 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, freestyling and profiling, and this card is also going to run you a lot, as it is a 4 of in every yellow deck basically from this point on. And next up we'll have Yamato, another card that is pretty decent, mostly going to be ran in queen decks, although a lot of yellow decks can choose to add in 1 or 2 if they want to. But as for the art, really pretty. I like it. I don't think it's amazing. It is going to run you the waifu tax, and I think this card, art-wise, I'm going to give I'll give it 4 out of 5. I really do like it.
4 out of 5. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with 3 out of 5 here. Nothing too special going on. This card obviously is going to be ran in Yamato and Queen, a couple other decks here. So probably won't be the most expensive, but we'll still have a good price on it. I enjoy this card, but not my favorite, so I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, awesome card. Definitely going to be carried by a little bit of waifu tax. Speaking of a card that's going to be carried by waifu tax, we have the alt art for Vivi. This card is not playable by any means from what we've seen from the Eastern meta, but it is a secret rare alt art, which are one of the rarest alt arts to get. So this card just by itself alone is going to start at a really decent price, carried by also a waifu tax. I could see it being a decent amount. However, Uta from set 2 was also a waifu secret rare alt art. I don't think it looked as good as this one, but and that one didn't run for much of anything. I think it maybe was like $40, but I think this card is going to be kind of in the same vein. And as for the art, I like it, but I don't love it. I'll probably give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give this a 4 out of 5. Definitely getting carried by the waifu tax as far as the price goes. Obviously, this card's never going to be ran unless people are trying to troll or just have fun, I guess, play more casually. Then yeah, sure, you can run this. But yeah, this card is decent. I feel like they definitely could have made the VV stats better in order for this card to even be playable. But sitting at 4,000 power just makes it kind of like unusable.
Yeah, it's gonna just get taken out
But
by too many.
But the art though, insane.
Yeah,
insane.
Great art for sure. Next up, we've got the other secret rare of the set. It is going to be Don Quixote Rocinante. This art is really cute. He's got Law's fruit in his hand, and he's doing the signature Rocinante smile. I really like this art. Another secret rare that's not going to be too great or usable in very many decks. But people love Rocinante, and just the fact that it's a secret rare alt art, I should go for a decent amount. And for the art, I'm probably giving this a 4.5 out of 5. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a 5 out of 5 for the art. I'm loving the pose, kind of goofy. You know, got the peace sign up, and then the devil fruit in hand is what does it for me. I personally love how this looks on a card. I can't wait to, you know, hopefully pull this and see it in person. But yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, this might be our last alt art.
We have the manga art, which is
yes,
very similar to the Sabo normal alt art with just the manga background. This is going to be our rarest card of the set. Art aside, obviously this is going to be the most expensive card just because it is the manga of the set, most rare by far. People do love Sabo, and the art is fine. As for the art, I'll probably give it the same rating that I gave the other Sabo. I don't remember exactly. I think I give it a 3.5 or so. But I love the Sabo moments in the background. It's really cool. But
yeah, and if people really enjoy the card and want to be super crazy, obviously you can run it in Rebecca. There has been people I've seen in previous sets where they do run the manga alt arts in the meta decks. And I'm gonna have to agree on the rating on this one. I will bump it up from the 2.5, from a 2 out of 5 to a 3 out of 5, just because the manga does add an element of, you know, kind of like I don't know how to put it into words, but it just adds another element to the card that makes it look better.
Yeah, I'd say for price compared to the other manga alt arts, I would put it probably under Shanks and Ace, and I think it's going to be a little bit above Soga King if I had to guess where this lands.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. All right, pirates, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all the cool card arts for all the alt arts that we are going to have in the OP04 set, Kingdoms of Intrigue. We appreciate you guys for supporting all of our videos and making it to the end here. So go ahead and leave a comment down below which your favorite is going to be, and if you plan to collect any of them, and subscribe to our channel. It'll mean a lot. Make sure to stay tuned for our next video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a wonderful day. We're out of here. Peace.